of us were given the wrong picture of healing. We imagine that they never get angry, anxious, never feel insecure, lonely, afraid, and that they're always calm, positive, grateful. Then, when difficult emotions return, we think we're going backwards. We say, I thought I dealt with this already. This should not be bothering me. If I was really healed, this wouldn't affect me. But healing is not emotional perfection. Healing is not becoming numb in a more socially acceptable way. Healing is not replacing every painful feeling with a positive thought. Healing means developing enough relationship with ourselves that we may experience the full weather of being human without allowing every emotion to decide our direction. Emotions are weather, purpose is direction. The weather matters. We need to notice it, respect it, prepare for it, but we do not need to surrender all of our direction to one storm. Emotional sobriety doesn't mean that I stop feeling deeply. It means that I can feel deeply without drinking, using, attacking, controlling, disappearing, chasing, punishing, or abandoning my values. It means that my feelings get a seat in the vehicle and not the steering wheel. Anger is not violence. Sadness is not weakness. Fear is not cowardice. Joy is not denial. And grief is not failure. Feeling shame does not mean that I am shameful. A feeling can be honored without every action being accepted. That is where accountability without shame becomes important. We can tell a person that your anger makes sense and the way you treated that person caused harm. Your fear is real, but controlling another person is not the answer. Your grief deserves compassion, and numbing yourself is causing another wound. Your behavior needs repair, and you are still much more than the worst thing you've ever done. We do not have to choose between compassion and accountability. Real healing requires both. There's a distinction in acceptance-based therapies around the ideology of clean and dirty pain. And I like to be careful with using dirty because it doesn't mean a person is dirty or bad. Instead, I'll call them original pain and added pain. Clean or original pain belongs to reality. Somebody died, a relationship ended, a boundary was crossed. We disappointed ourselves. We experienced rejection. We are feeling lonely. We are afraid of losing something important. We caused harm and now we gotta face the consequences. That pain may feel intense, but it is honest pain. And it needs to be felt, witnessed, understood, and carried in a good way. Now, dirty or added pain sounds like I should not feel this. A real man would not be affected by this. This always happens to me. I will make them hurt like I was hurt. I'm a terrible person and I'll never change. I need to drink, chase, fight, chase, control, isolate, so I do not have to sit with this. The original pain may be grief. The added pain is judging ourselves for grieving and pushing away anyone who tries to support. The original pain is anger because we were disrespected. The added pain is replaying the event for 3 days in our head, plotting revenge, becoming verbally abusive, punching a hole in the wall, or going home with anger and taking it out on people at home. Original pain can be guilt because we violated one of our values. Healthy guilt tells us that repair is needed. Added pain is taking I did something harmful and turning it into I am permanently worthless. And then shame becomes an excuse to hide rather than to make amends or apologize. The emotion is not the enemy. Sometimes the struggle against the emotion creates the larger wound. Many of us learned early that feeling some emotions was not safe. Some people were allowed to show anger but not sadness. Some were allowed to be funny but not afraid. Some learned to help everybody else but were never allowed to admit they were lonely. Some learned that if they cried, disclosed pain, or asked for help, that vulnerability could be mocked or used against them. For many indigenous people, this also sits within a larger history. Colonial systems disrupted families, kinship, language, ceremony, and the relationships through which emotion and identity were held. Survival sometimes required our relatives to become guarded, quiet, or emotionally hard. We can honor these survival strategies without pretending we have to carry them forward. Armor can save a person in one season and injure those trying to love them in another. I want to speak from indigenous ways of learning that I've experienced without pretending that all indigenous nations' teachings are identical. We learn through relationship, we learn through watching, we learn through story, land, experience, and reflection. We learn by sitting in a circle, not only because everyone is given a voice, but because everyone's given a responsibility to listen. The land shows us that life moves in cycles. Mother Earth is not only summer. Winter is not evidence that the land has failed. A storm is not proof that the sky is broken. The river is not wrong because the waters have become rough. Every season carries different work. There are seasons for growth, seasons for harvesting, seasons for grieving, seasons for resting, and seasons for beginning again. Humans also move through emotional seasons. We do not need to build our permanent home inside one emotion, but we do need to ask what that emotion has come to teach us. Anger may tell me that something matters or a boundary was crossed. Sadness might tell me that something meaningful was lost. Fear may tell me that I need protection, preparation, or support. Guilt might tell me that I moved away from my values. Joy may show me what is worth protecting in life. Gratitude might remind me that even in pain, I am connected and do not have to carry everything alone. The emotion brings information. Purpose chooses the response.